Nature holds great secrets within. As we travel the globe, we discover evidence of nature's awe, beauty, and presence. From a humble seed, a mighty sequoia will stand taller than a 35-storied building, exemplifying nature's grandeur and magnificence. Such greatness is born out of a seed which weighs less than a gram. As we journey through life, we learn many things. We are taught how to become engineers, accountants, and doctors. We even study the intricate details of how the heart circulates blood. But not much importance is given to teach us how to tap into our inner resources and handle the emotions of our heart. And there comes a moment in every individual's life when we realize that academic brilliance and accolades are not enough to manage life. And then we ask ourselves the right question. Who am I? What is my purpose on this earth? How can I cope with challenges? How can I change my life and my world? It was to answer these very questions and to complete the puzzle of life that the Brahmakumaris World Spiritual Organization was founded. Like the sequoia tree, whose far-reaching presence stems from a tiny seed, the story of the Brahmakumaris and its growth begins with a spiritual seed planted into the heart of one man, Dada Lekhraj. He soon became known as Brahma Baba. And for him, that seed was experienced as a gift from the divine. A seed that he made a conscious effort to nourish and sustain. This led to the birth of an organization. The story of the Brahmakumaris. Planting a seed of change.
Brahmakumaris in United States started service 40 plus years, and it was like a seed. But today it has grown all over United States. There are many centers, and we find that people are benefiting a lot.
The Brahmakumaris is a worldwide spiritual movement and the largest spiritual organization led by women. It is dedicated to personal transformation and committed to uplifting human consciousness globally. With spiritual teachings, meditation, and community service. The Brahmakumaris was established in 1937 in pre-partitioned India. Today, more than 80 years later, it has grown with a presence in 110 countries, over 4,500 centers, and more than 1 million regular students.
The seed for service was planted in United States of America over 40 years ago. Myself and Sister Denise were in Canada, and during that time, the Brahmakumaris were thinking about something that we called as a world service. So we wanted to bring this message of peace and spiritual knowledge to American people. We drove to San Francisco, California, around the same time as our regional director, Sister Mohini, arrived to New York from the Caribbean islands. 4 decades ago, what began as a humble initiation has now been able to bring peace and joy to thousands of individuals and families across America through our meditation and retreat centers.
Soon after, meditation and retreat centers started to sprout up throughout the United States.
The spiritual organization invites people from all walks of life to come and learn the art of Raj Yoga meditation free of cost. Everyone, regardless of religion, race, social or economic status, is welcome to study the spiritual knowledge and meditation.
Meditation is a very, very simple practice to connect the mind with the true self and to experience inner peace and inner harmony. And that helps to increase the power to discern and to make right choices.
Meditation is at the heart of the Brahmakumaris teaching, which enables people to relax, reflect, contemplate, and realize their true inner power. It is an effective tool to overcome everyday stress, anxiety, depression, and fear. At the heart of the Brahmakumaris' work is the desire to help people rediscover their innate potential. But over the years in the United States and around the world, the activities of the Brahmakumaris spread even more, with new and strong branches in the form of international projects. The aim of these initiatives has been simple: to bring a shift in human consciousness for a better world.
There's a purpose to the Brahmakumaris being at the United Nations. And the purpose is to reaffirm faith in the dignity and worth of the human being. So the way we do this is that we bring to the table, we integrate into the programs of the United Nations a spiritual trajectory of awareness, attitude, vision, action as a subtle dynamic to transformation.
Brahmakumaris international projects: Million Minutes of Peace, Global Cooperation for a Better World, Parliament of World Religions, Living Values Education, Images and Voices of Hope, Celebrating Human Greatness, Brahmakumaris and the Youth, Spotlight Values, Om Cafe, 7 Billion Acts of Goodness, Peace in the Park Festivals,
Wherever the Brahmakumaris centers exist, it plays a significant role in the community. Whether it's for natural disasters such as wildfires, which we had recently, hurricanes, floods, earthquakes, we are there to help. People need coping skills in dealing with these disasters, and we're available to help them with that. Wherever we can, we, the Brahmakumaris, are there to serve.
Now that the tree has grown, it can provide not only an inspiration for our inner strength, but also a canopy to protect our inner peace and personal fulfillment.
The biggest change and benefit I've noticed from being part of the Brahmakumaris is being able to step outside my thoughts and become the observer of them.
I like to come to the center because it's fun to play and I feel safe and happy when I'm there.
They provide an open place where anyone from any different background can come to meditate.
Meditation made my life easier.
It's like I have this key, this golden key that opens up a beautiful treasure box.
The true treasure is finding out who you really, really are.
What I love about here, they love me, and I love them.
Maybe it's time for every one of us to plant in our hearts this precious spiritual seed and share it with humanity, so that we may all retrieve our lost inner paradise. The Brahmakumaris centers all over the world are waiting to welcome you and offer you such a seed in which rests the power to transform your life.
नमस्कार एंड ओम शांति। इस कार्यक्रम में आप सभी का हार्दिक स्वागत है, स्वागत है, स्वागत है। तो मैं आमंत्रित करना चाहूंगी अपनी सिस्टर उर्मिल जी को, हु इज द डायरेक्टर ऑफ राज योगा सेंटर पालम विहार, और उसके अलावा शी इज अ वेरी डायनामिक पर्सन. शी इज ऑल्सो द coordinator for administrative wing of Raj Yoga Education and Research Foundation.
Good evening. Om Shanti. It's a gentle reminder to myself that I have to be stable in all the situations. Talking about road to resilience. About life, it has been said that whatever is free and flowing, that always grow. And whatever is rigid and blocked, that always die. So now, let us sit in silence and reflect. What is it that is blocking my energy? My own behavior or the situations outside? We will not think in terms of what is happening outside, but we will think what is happening inside when it is turbulent outside. Just be with you and think about it. Why do sometimes I become sad, feel fatigue, get worried, sometimes tense too? Whereas sometimes I find myself in a good mood. I like to cooperate and help others. Why the mood swings take place? Is it me responsible for my emotions? or there is something outside. Just answer your questions in the chat box. Yes, very good. I agree with you. It is something which is inside. People in situations are not in our control. Is it in our control? No. Sometimes situation may not be our way. हम कई बार कह देते हैं कि हम लोग निकले तो थे कि आज बहुत मौसम अच्छा है, एक लॉन्ग ड्राइव पर चलते हैं, पर किसी ने आकर गाड़ी को टक्कर लगा दी. पता नहीं था कि कोविड आ जाएगा. It was not in my hand. People around us may not behave the way I want them to behave. मैंने सोचा उनसे मिलके बहुत अच्छा लगेगा, पर जब उनके घर उनसे मिलने के लिए गए तो उन्होंने हमारे साथ अच्छे से बात नहीं की. हमें और ही जाकर के खराब लगा. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है that we should not think about what the person has done with us. We should think about it, but we should not discuss and we should not underline it. एक होता है पानी पर लकीर, एक होता है स्लेट पर लकीर और एक होता है पत्थर पर लकीर. Sometimes हम उस बात को अंडरलाइन कर करके not only up to us, we will keep on telling people, उसने मेरे साथ ऐसा किया, उसने मेरे साथ ऐसा किया, वो तो है ही ऐसे, वो तो चलते ही ऐसे हैं, वो तो करते ही ऐसे हैं. So that should not be there. Human natures may not be inclined towards me. बिजनेस शुरू किया था ये सोच करके इनके साथ मेरी ट्यूनिंग बहुत अच्छी होती है, वेवलेंथ बहुत अच्छी मिलती है, लेकिन जब प्रोफेशनल फील्ड में काम करने लगे तो we found his values are totally different of mine. So human natures may not be inclined towards me sometimes. Nature may not be the way I want it to be. सोचा था बाहर घूमने के लिए जा रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छा मौसम है, कपड़े ले लिए थे, लेकिन जब रास्ते में गए तो बारिश हो गई और जहां पर जाना था वहां डेस्टिनेशन पर बहुत ठंडा मौसम हो गया. तो अब क्या करें? So the nature may not be the way I want it to be. So pressures coming from outside are not in my control, but the way I think, speak and behave is in my control, which is my coping skill. This is my coping skill. You know, normally we remain in blame mode. He is responsible or she is responsible for what is happening to me. उसने गुस्सा किया तो मैंने गुस्सा किया, पर पहल उसने की. They are to be blamed for that. He is responsible by being this at this position. Always we remain in the blaming board, but we never take the responsibility that somewhere I am also responsible for what I am doing or what is happening with me. Now let us go to 2019 and check our resilience before COVID. क्या हम लोग सभी ठीक से सोचते थे? We were not blaming anyone and we were taking the responsibility that we are responsible for everything. I think not. At that time also we were blaming other things, other people, sometimes nature, sometimes situations. उसने गुस्सा किया तो मैंने किया. People are not right. Weather is not pleasant. They talk the way they want them to be. So let us go to 2019 and check our resilience before COVID. At that time also we were blaming, but we were blaming other things, but now we are blaming COVID. Because of COVID, this thing has happened. Because of COVID, that thing has happened. So this way, what we are creating. Now, let us sit in silence again and rate your emotional resilience from 1 to 10. What did you observe? What is my emotional resilience? Is it high or low? Write in chat box. Is it high or low? 50-50. Okay. More than that, up to 60%. Very good. We need to increase it to a great level, because now the situations which are coming up, they show that they can go to any extent. जैसे हम लोग resilient architecture की बात करते हैं कि कोई भी बिल्डिंग हम बनाए तो वो डिजास्टर के समय स्टेबल रहे, गिरे नहीं. So similarly, आजकल जो अचानक सिचुएशंस हमारे सामने आ रही है, अनसर्टेन टाइम चल रहा है, तो ऐसे समय में हमें अपने आप को प्रिपेयर करने की जरूरत है. अदरवाइज इमोशनल resilience issues will lead to mental health issues, which is happening nowadays. People are going into depression, stress, fear, anxiety, and they are taking a lot of pills to take out themselves from that. So this is where we need to check where we are, what we are radiating to the world. Are we radiating stress, fear, anxiety, problems, or we are radiating peace, power? Earlier, we have never seen stress in our life. In those days, stress factor was seen to be studied only in physics, the pressure over inner strength. हम लोग different metal sheets लेते थे और different metal sheets के ऊपर same pressure जब रखा जाता था, तो इनर स्ट्रेंथ अलग अलग होने की वजह से जो स्ट्रेस फैक्टर निकल के आता था, दैट वाज डिफरेंट फॉर ऑल द मेटल शेड्स. सो नाउ if we compare with ourselves, we are finding that the inner strength is very low. Day by day, the immunity is coming down. So it means we are radiating more of fatigue, anxiety, fear, and stress to the society. So current need of the hour is to sharpen and strengthen inner resilience. So we need to take for that the self-responsibility of our thoughts, words, and actions, because thought generates feeling, और feeling से ही हमारा attitude बनता है. So this is the process which is happening inside within me, and whatever we speak out or through body language we express, that is outside. So the words takes us to actions, our behavior, and then to sanskaras, and then to our destiny. So not only the actions and words, but the destiny is also in our hands. So पानी हमेशा किसी पौधे की जड़ में डाला जाता है. So we need to nourish our thoughts. If we will nourish our thoughts, then the tree of life will flourish. So blaming others for my emotional disturbance is emotional dependence. So we say that we are living in independent India, but still we are dependent. We have the emotional dependence. The disease are increasing day by day, and nowadays it has been studied that the 90% disease, they are psychosomatic. We are living a life of emotional dependency, means we are calling disease as normal. Disease can't be normal. Everybody understands it. So disease is a sign of unhealthy lifestyle, that we are having unhealthy lifestyle, which is not normal. So need of the hour is to shift from emotional dependence to emotional independence. Emotional dependence being high means what? Emotional dependence being high means what? It means we are transmitting low frequency vibrations to the self, to the others, and to the world as well. Because whatever we think, first we accumulate that in our body, and then only we transmit it to the surroundings wherever we are living, and then it goes to the environment, and wherever we work, the same goes to the others at workplace. So this is how we are nourishing the world now. So now meditation is a way through which we learn to channelize our thoughts and synergize them in the right direction. So we need to practice meditation, because this word has been derived from the word madari, means to heal. I need to heal at the emotional level. It changes my way of thinking, not the way I used to think, but the way I want to think. If you see this slide you are saying, and I show you another slide. So now you just let me know which slide you can read better. What you would like to say. So many are writing that you can read this better. Yes, definitely. The second slide you can read better. Similarly, we need to create some space in our mind because we have accumulated so many negative thoughts and waste thoughts in the mind, which have made it a mess. So though it was an empowered mind, but now it has become a devil mind. It goes here and there, and we say that we cannot control our mind. So when I need that, I want to control my mind. So for that, I need to be energetic and I need to nourish myself with the pure thoughts and water them with the pure feelings. So now what is the process of meditation? Relax your body, which we will do it now. Relax your body. So we just withdraw our attention from the surroundings and bring our mind inside. Like we do it normally when we get tired and we come back home. तो उस समय हम लोग अपने मन को अंदर लाने की कोशिश करते हैं, so that the body comes at rest. So then withdraw your attention from everything around you, including your body. And we are all habitual of doing it. Then affirm using your thoughts, your identity as a spiritual being, that I am a spiritual being. And when we contemplate over it again and again, that I am being of peace and light, I am a being of energy, then it registers and I start feeling that I am really a living energy. And then mind gets focused and we experience the energy within us as love and peace. So acknowledge the feeling of positive energy. When we start acknowledging the experience, then when we maintain it while facing the situations and problems, while interacting with people, so then we feel very good inside. So now we will all sit in silence. I will suggest you some thoughts and accordingly you just be with me, and when you will do it, definitely you will feel relaxed and happy.
Om Shanti. Now let us sit in silence for some time to empower the mind. Sit comfortably with your back straight. Gently withdraw your attention from surroundings and suggest a thought to yourself. That this is my time for my personal progress. Now on the screen of your mind, see the thoughts coming and going. Become the detached observer. And observe the thoughts. Don't try to stop thinking. Just be the observer. By observing, the thoughts will automatically slow down. Now, write a thought on the screen of your mind that I am a being of peace. Hold this thought on the screen of your mind. Visualize yourself being peaceful, quiet, and still. Stay in this awareness for some time. Remind yourself again that I am being of peace. Being of peace. Being of peace. Now, with this peaceful state of mind, emerge a situation in which you start seizing your energy. Visualize yourself now take your state of mind. You will find yourself better than earlier. Come back. And try to practice it while facing situations. Slowly you will observe that your resilience power is increasing and you are more empowered. Om Shanti.
So much for this wonderful experience, दीदी. बहुत अच्छे से आपने टॉपिक को टच भी किया और रिट्रीट की शुरुआत भी की. हमारे पास कई क्वेश्चंस भी आए हैं. वी वुड बी टेकिंग योर क्वेश्चंस इन द एंड. और अब यहाँ से हम चलते हैं अपने ब्रदर आर्किटेक्ट हर्ष नारंग जी के पास, who is the director of Modern India Architects Private Limited. He also practices meditation और उसके साथ आप प्रोफेशनली भी बहुत acclaimed architect हैं and you known in the world for the work that you do. So आपसे हम आपका एक्सपीरियंस जानना चाहेंगे कि किस तरह से मेडिटेशन ने आपको हेल्प करी टू बिकम अ बेटर ह्यूमन बीइंग और किस तरह से आप प्रोफेशनली अपने एक्सपीरियंस को यूज करते हैं अपने डे टू डे लाइफ में. सो चलते हैं हम ब्रदर हर्ष नारंग जी के पास.
Thoughts, that is what determines my destiny. तो फर्दर इसका बड़ा सिंपल सा आ जाता है. एक मेरा थॉट आता है विच कैन बी पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव. उस थॉट के साथ जो मेरी पहली चीज होती है कि मेरी फील फैक्टर्स भी वैसे शुरू हो जाते हैं. फीलिंग आनी शुरू हो जाती है. और उस फीलिंग के साथ क्या नेक्स्ट आ जाता है कि जैसी फीलिंग्स हैं वैसे मेरा एटीट्यूड हो जाता है. नाउ एटीट्यूड बिकम्स इनटू एक्शन ऑल्सो, कि जिस वक्त गुस्से का आपका थॉट चलता है तो आप एग्रेसिव हो जाते हैं, और अगर आपका एक अच्छा रहम दिल कंपैशनेट का जिस वक्त चलता है तो आपका एक थॉट जो है पॉजिटिव की तरफ हो जाता है वो थॉट. Now this becomes your habit. Now habit के साथ this is what your personality becomes, either of the positive or the negative. And onto that part of it, जो आपकी personality है वो आपके कर्मा में affect करती है. That is what your destiny is all about. The importance of thought, that the little that I have talked about is, I would take it further that in architecture, I want to, since the architects have been are participating in this forum. In architecture, I would take it as the basic elements of any structure is your walls, the roof and the floor. But what is important is this space what it occupies and the human mind reaction to those spaces. To give you an example, somebody says my bedroom is very cozy. उसमें भी 4 दीवारें हैं, छत और फ्लोर है. Now let's take it, if I make a bedroom of a size of an auditorium where the space is huge, so probably you may not even feel comfortable. तो रिएक्शन किस चीज का है? स्पेस का रिएक्शन है, जो आपको फील फैक्टर एक्सपीरियंस जो आप कर रहे हैं उसको. Now I would take it as it's a very subtle aspect of a thing. One doesn't has to be उसको आपने इलेबोरेट नहीं करना कि जी दीवार ऐसी है कैसी है, आपका फील फैक्टर है. नाउ आई वुड टेक इट इन द म्यूजिक ऑल्सो. इट्स अ वेरी एब्सर्ड स्टेटमेंट. द रियलिटी ऑफ अ म्यूजिक इज नो म्यूजिक. नाउ इन दिस आई वुड टेक इट इज, आई टेल यू इन अ वेरी सिंपल वे, जैसे सा रे गा मा पा, दिस इज वन, सा रे गा मा पा. नाउ वेयर इज द डिफरेंस इन द टू नोट्स? One is the gap in between has made one. When the gap was less, it's a different music. So any चाहे सितार का ले लें, चाहे तबले का ले लें, या और pianos का ले लें, now they all rhythms are formulated with the gap, with the no music. So again that factor of silence comes in between. So I think it is a short thing which I would take it is that probably meditation in spirituality is controlling your own. आप अपनी मनसा, वाचा और कर्मना को अगर आप कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं साइलेंस की शक्ति के साथ, दैट इज व्हाट इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट.
थैंक यू सो मच ब्रदर फॉर शेयरिंग योर एक्सपीरियंस. बहुत अच्छा एग्जाम्पल दिया आपने कि इफ वी क्रिएट द स्पेस, माइंड में बस थोड़ी सी स्पेस क्रिएट करने की जरूरत है, एंड मेडिटेशन का इफेक्ट ऑटोमेटिकली हमारे ऊपर आना शुरू हो जाता है. And I would also like to take this statement by Bala Subramaniam ji. बहुत अच्छा उन्होंने observance एक चीज observe करी है that meditation can be part of school curriculum. आपको ये बताना चाहेंगे बाला सुब्रमण्यम जी कि ब्रह्मा कुमारीज के कई कोर्सेज चलते हैं. एक टच द लाइट है, एंड इनफैक्ट हम लोग स्पेशली बच्चों के लिए, स्कूल चिल्ड्रन के लिए प्रोग्राम्स करते हैं to introduce them to meditation, and it does help them to become better focused at their studies. और बहुत अच्छे experiments बच्चे अपने साथ करते हैं meditation का, और उसके resultant effect भी हमें बताते हैं. So बहुत जगह पे इस तरह के कार्यक्रम already चल रहे हैं. Okay, next we have in line brother Dhruv Gupta, who is the student of SSAA Sushant University, who is here to share his experience and how meditation helps. And I have been given an understanding कि आपकी mother भी शायद meditation experience करती हैं. So we would like to know that also कि आपको क्या लगता है कि उनमें क्या difference आया है over a period of time. So over to you, Dhruv.
All right, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I am Dhruv Gupta, a third-year architecture student at Sushant School of Art and Architecture. I would like to share some of my experiences that I've noticed in my family. Many of my family members are walking the path shown by Brahmakumaris. My 93 years old great grandmother is one of them, and she is the life example of what Brahmakumaris offers to an individual. She is a lively and a lovely woman, and she has been associated with the Brahmakumaris for about 50 years. My mother has also been attending the online sessions. I have seen the change in her mindset and how she handles any situation with ease. She also guides me and motivates me to sail through any challenges that architecture or life poses towards me. We are a huge family. We all share a very positive and cordial bond. I feel walking this path shown by Brahma Kumaris helps an individual to form a deep relation with their source that is divine, by way of which the seeker gets mental strength and peace in their heart. They become much more happier and peaceful. All of us should learn to be resilient, since each one of us face difficulties that we must overcome. Om Shanti.
Thank you so much, Dhruv, for sharing your experience. और अब यहाँ से चलते हैं for a song that has been sung by brother Harish Moyal ji. आप शायद उनको जानते होंगे कि he is a very good singer and विभूति जी we can take हम questions last में ले लेंगे. तो ब्रदर हरीश जी वैसे बॉम्बे से हैं and he is a good singer and he also sings lot of Brahmakumaris songs. तो आप सभी के लिए स्पेशली ये सॉन्ग हमारी टीम ने चूज किया है, so we would be playing the song for you now.
जैसा सोचोगे तुम वैसा बन जाओगे, जैसा कर्म होगा वैसा फल पाओगे। श्रेष्ठ कर्म का आधार है खुद का कर लो दर्शन, यही जीवन का सार है, यही जीवन का सार है। जैसा सोचोगे तुम वैसा बन जाओगे। मन में हो शुभ संकल्प तो जीवन में फिर दुख कैसा, जब अंतर में शुभ भावना तो मन में सुख सावन जैसा। हार कर जो ना हारे जीत उसी की होती है, घनघोर अंधेरे में भी जलती जगमग उसकी ज्योति है। जैसा चाहोगे तुम वैसा बन जाओगे, जैसा देखोगे तुम वैसा बन जाओगे। श्रेष्ठ कर्म का आधार है खुद का कर लो दर्शन, यही जीवन का सार है, यही जीवन का सार है। जैसा सोचोगे तुम वैसा बन जाओगे, जैसा कर्म होगा वैसा फल पाओगे।
अब यहाँ से चलते हैं हमारी सिस्टर मनीषा जी के पास, who is an architect and she's associated with Palam Vihar Center and she's been practicing meditation for quite some time now. आपसे हम जानेंगे कि आपका एक्सपीरियंस क्या रहा है मेडिटेशन के बारे में.
Om Shanti. Myself Manisha Tusu. I am a practicing architect working with my husband Mr. Rajendra Tusu. We are based at Palam Vihar, Gurugram. We work on the name of MR Architects. I joined Brahmakumaris 5 years back, and in those days I was not devoting time to this thing, but I was reading godly versions and doing some meditation too. But it was not easy to understand those godly versions. But during Corona time, when here the classes were online from the Palam Vihar Center, meditation was online, guided meditation, then I did it properly and I found it is very powerful. Everyone should do this. First of all, it increases our inner strength. Second thing, all of us are architects here. In our profession, visualization is needed, and meditation helps us to visualize very easily and clearly. Then come to family matters. I have 2 young daughters. Sometimes arguments come, but we resolve it firmly with love. Then another thing which I found after studying these godly versions was our decision making power increases. What is right, what is wrong, because many times we are confused. What to do, what not to do, is it right or wrong? So you can differentiate this. Then be positive in every situation, because when we study daily these godly versions, then we are able to positive in every situation, whether it is in our favor or not. Third thing, in meditation we do godly connections. What is its result? Its result is our intuition power increases. So I started relying on my intuitions too.
थैंक यू सिस्टर मनीषा फॉर शेयरिंग योर एक्सपीरियंस. और हमारे बीच में कई क्वेश्चंस भी आए हैं. We'll be taking those questions in the end. Now we would be listening to Sister Laila, who is joining us, who is an architect and painter from Russia. She's also been a meditationist for quite some time now, and काफी अच्छा इनका experience रहा है. तो आइए चलिए सुनते हैं उनसे कि उनका क्या एक्सपीरियंस रहा है ब्रह्मा कुमारीज और मेडिटेशन के साथ.
Om Shanti and hearty greetings to all the participants of this event. And of course, first of all, I extend my special gratitude to Urmil Didi for having invited me to this meeting. Didi, I very well remember our visit in Palam Vihar to Brahmakumaris Center. It really imprinted in my memory, in my heart, as architecturally beautiful, spiritually peaceful, and physically very comfortable place. I would like to use this opportunity to wish you a newness for all participants of this gathering. A newness in this new year, which just now started. And newness for me today is that I speak for the first time before gathering in English. so please don't be very strict for me. 30 years ago, when I was just beginning architect, I received the knowledge about soul and God. And this fully changed my life. From that time, I started seeing architecture in its fully new dimension. Positive, stable, peaceful state of my mind, and not being engrossed in physical perception of all materials, enables my intellect, the subtle power of the soul, to rise to another level. This especially helped me to draw very beautiful people and architecture of heaven. Heaven or paradise is a better world, is original world, where human beings are in their perfect stage, perfect form, and are called deities. This practice of meditation helped me a lot. And our sixth sense, our intuition, allows us to see the invisible and to know what cannot be read anywhere. I call this touching. This experience God gives you the experience of truth and the power to implement this truth in life. It enables a person to rediscover the self and gives direct access to heart-to-heart conversation with God. And the feeling comes that I am not merely creation, but also creator of my world, of my environment. I know that many of you became famous and respected specialists in your field. And you know that every of us makes some project or design some special certain object, whether it's hospitals or universities, schools, maybe museums, or building for living. So just imagine, once the God needs house. Have you seen somewhere such a house? Which house it can be, it should be? It should be the house one time, and like hospital, and like university, and like museum also, and like home for big family. Because God needs this building, this house for creating the deity. I consider my very big fortune that I was seen and participates also in process of creating such a house here in St. Petersburg. And I want to express my very warm feelings for Santosh Didi, who gives me this opportunity especially. And I also remember the time when was painting interiors of Abu Road railway station. The Brahmakumaris got the project for helping in designing and decorating it. So their government's requirement were not much clear, but because of my love for God and because being soul conscious, we can manage that project very successfully and can make them satisfied. railway authorities were very happy to see the result of that work. In this, my Brahmakumaris life, I have many experiences. So this is what I can share as one of the best experience in my life. So thank you very much for your patience, and I wish you very fruitful conversation. Om Shanti.
Thank you so much, Sister Laila. It is indeed a fruitful conversation. और अच्छा लगा कि किस तरह से आपने जो बताया कि आप फर्स्ट टाइम शायद इंग्लिश में अपना कुछ बोल रहे हैं. शी इज अ रशियन बाय बर्थ, एंड जब ये यहाँ पर आए इंडिया में तो माउंट आबू, अगर आपने आबू रोड पे स्टेशन देखा हो, रेलवे स्टेशन, तो वहाँ पे बहुत सुंदर सुंदर पेंटिंग्स हैं. So the sister was involved in doing those paintings on the walls of the station. काफी अच्छा सुंदर वर्क है. आपको कभी भी चांस मिले आबू रोड आने का, which in fact is also the station for the headquarters of Brahmakumaris, तो आप जरूर उन पेंटिंग्स को देखिएगा, and I'm sure that you would love those paintings. और अभी हमने कुछ अलग अलग इंडिविजुअल्स के एक्सपीरियंस सुने फ्रॉम डिफरेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ इंडिया एंड अब्रॉड, कि किस तरह से मेडिटेशन ने उनको हेल्प करी है टू अंडरस्टैंड मोर अबाउट देमसेल्व्स एंड मोर अबाउट लाइफ एंड प्रोफेशनली ग्रो करने में. और अभी हम चलते हैं हमारे गेस्ट डॉक्टर विभूति सचदेव जी के पास, हु इज द डीन ऑफ SSAA सुशांत यूनिवर्सिटी, for sharing her greetings with us, and also sharing few thoughts on today's topic, please.
Thank you for inviting me, and I don't think I can add more than what has already been said by people who are in this path of seeking the truth. And I think we all are seekers in a way, regardless of what profession we are in. So I will just make 3 points. Firstly, the topic, the contented life of free from worry, I think is a very tall order. To be content is to not have any action, or be completely restful. So we are all in search, so we are not contented, but the road to resilience also suggests that it's a journey. And I think resilience is not a destination, it is the journey itself. So every moment it has to be resilient. It is not the end point, but it is the way one has to be. For architects and designers, I think we are blessed by training and by a profession, by a passion. We have the skill of imagination, as somebody has already mentioned. We are forever putting ourselves in other people's shoes, because we design for other people. We don't design for ourselves. So it is very important to be pure of heart, to be good designers. And I think that is also, requires a lot of inner reflection, and it is a very difficult process to be true to somebody else's aspirations, and also be true to what is best for not only the client, but for the environment and for the planet as well. The second point I would like to make is that the fundamental issue, I think, is of alignment. And somebody also mentioned that thought, speech, and action has to be aligned. The first seed is the thought, and then is the speech, and then the action. And sometimes what we think is not what we're speaking, and what we say is not what we do. So because of the misalignment, it's like how, when the car is misaligned, everything kind of gets on overdrive and gets shaken up. And so does our body and soul if it is misaligned, because we are, all these three things have to be aligned. Again, difficult, but we have to try to do this. The third point I want to make is that we have to be watchful of a language, because sometimes the words we use out of habit are so negative that we use it in phrases and idioms which we've learned in school, which we've learned in our education, so maybe gradually we should change. We should hear ourselves, what we are saying, and actually look at ourselves from the outside to see what we are saying. And first and foremost, whatever we say to ourselves and then to the others. So are we giving the right message, and maybe substitute those negative words with a positive. I think those little steps, matter. And I think also in design, the decisions we make have to have that positive energy, not a negative. So instead of keeping people out in spaces, we should try to be inclusive. We should find a way, negotiate boundaries, make those boundaries more porous, not rigid, make more generous spaces for people who get left out. And I think that really affects design in a big way. The third thing, part of substitution is, we should try and substitute materials to better ones. There are a lot of materials that are a burden on our planet, which are energy guzzlers. So gradually we should shift to using more natural materials, more handmade stuff, more, provide more agency to human beings rather than machines. And that anything that's handmade, do remember that it has, the intimacy of a soul, and it's touched by someone's hand, is much more special than something that's machine made. So whenever we buy things, if we buy things that are made by a craftsman, made by, with loving hands, it's always much more special. So these are simple little things that I think, simple small steps that we can follow. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sachdev. आप बात कर रहे थे क्राफ्ट्समैन की, तो उससे मेरे को याद आया कि I would like to tell our audience that she has written books on Jaipur traditional planning, architecture and crafts, and another one on festivals at the Jaipur court. And she is a qualified architect from renowned School of Planning and Architecture, New Delhi. And Dr. Sachdev is, she did her PhD from London University in '96. She's also taught at Sussex University, and currently, like we told you earlier, that she holds the position of Dean at SSAA Sushant University. And her personality, I'm sure you must have also observed through her speech, that she reflects calmness and dynamism in handling any given situation effectively and single-mindedly. So it's an honor to have you here, ma'am, and the kind of words that you've shared, उसमें से सबसे अच्छा जो ये that we're very used to creating, to speaking certain terms without even thinking of their effect on others. That's what, in fact, what we learn in Raj Yoga meditation also, कि किस तरह से we can have that control over the mind, कि जो सोचना और करना और बोलना, it's all in sync, and mind becomes so controlled that it doesn't deviate from, elevated kind of thoughts. So thank you so much for your thoughts and for sharing your feelings with us. And we do hope to see you in person someday when the things are normal. So from here, we would be moving to Brother Shiv Kumar Singla ji, who is the Vice Chairman, Indian Institute of Architects, Haryana. He would be sharing his experience and his greetings with us. So over to you, Mr. Singla.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Architect Shiv Singla from Faridabad. I feel privileged in being a part of the discussion, Road of Resilience. As we all know, every soul wants its journey in this materialistic world to be smooth and trouble-free, but rare can achieve this. The beauty of this journey is to reach the destination while fulfilling all the responsibilities of this human birth. The first and the foremost thing is that we should have belief in ourselves. We should know that we are an absolute soul. That we are a friction of the Almighty. We are a part of this, that absolute soul. Aham Brahmasmi. You are just a part of the divine soul, and you will complete the journey without adding any impurity in this soul. This journey should be, as Kabir says, कहत कबीर जतन ते ओढ़ी जस की तस धर दीन चदरिया. The second thing is, I should know why I am here, why I have taken birth, what is the aim of my journey on this planet, and what this birth will add to me and to all who are with me when I am in this world. As Gurugram says, मैं हूँ परम पुरुष के दासा, देखन आयो जगत प्रकाशा. That I am the representative of that absolute man and have come here to see the drama of the world. We can say that the second thought can be that परमारथ के कारणे साधु न धरो शरीर. That I have come here to achieve the desirable and have come here for the absolute help of others. The third thing, when we are aware that we are pure soul, when we know why we are here and what is our destination, we have to make sure that our journey is smooth, trouble-free for me and for all who are with me. That nothing is uncertain and nothing is incidental. That while our destination will give us an ultimate happiness, our journey should also be full of joy. If we meditate, if we think in detail before we start journey, we think in detail about every minute future moment, we can be conscious about the root causes of the problems of life. We should know that consciousness is the key of the safe journey. The same line again, कहत कबीर जतन ते ओढ़ी. If you live with consciousness, everything will be smooth. And the fourth thing, when we know we are pure soul, why we are here, and we have to complete this journey with consciousness. In our whole journey, then why something wrong happens, then why we take some wrong decisions, then why world is full of hate, problems, then why world is not full of happiness, why it is not full of joy? What happens? What is the wrong in this journey? Why we are frustrated? Why we are tense? Why even the successful people, why the people for whom the world thinks they are successful, they are tense from their inside? The main reason is we start listening to our mind instead of our soul. We give importance to our intelligence instead of our wisdom. That we give more and more importance to ourselves, then we start believing that whatever is the reason of our success is me, my decisions, my mind. And whatever is wrong is due to others. And that blaming others, the blame game causes tensions, frustrations. If we take full responsibility of our doings, if we do everything with full consciousness and responsibility, and simply give every credit of the success or the failure to the Almighty, we will be tension free.
Thank you so much, brother, for sharing your point of view with us. और हमारे बीच में कुछ questions आए हैं that we would like to take. दीदी, are you online? क्योंकि कई questions meditation से भी related हैं and कुछ questions professional life से भी related हैं. So we would be taking different questions. दीदी, सबसे पहले तो यही आया है कि हमें पता सब कुछ है लेकिन हम फिर भी कर नहीं पाते हैं. So ऐसे में जो difference है सोचने और करने में, उसको हम कैसे कवर अप कर सकते हैं?
To cover up the difference, I think that is important कि हम लोग उसके बारे में थोड़ा रियलाइज करें, अपने साथ बैठें और उसके बारे में थोड़ा रियलाइज करें कि हम बार बार सेम मिस्टेक कमिट करते जा रहे हैं. सेकेंडली, अपने आप को एम्पावर करें थोड़ा मेडिटेशन से, तो हमारे में काफी चेंज आने लगता है बिकॉज अवर विल पावर इंक्रीजेस. And where there is will, there is always a way, I think. So one can achieve that goal.
एक और क्वेश्चन है that how does meditation help to shift in one's mindset? ये पूछा है इन्होंने कि आर्किटेक्ट्स जगह क्रिएट करते हैं, हैबिटेट्स एंड स्पेस क्रिएट दूसरों के लिए तो करते हैं, लेकिन अपने माइंडसेट को कैसे चेंज करें?
Actually, we don't have to do anything because it's the thinking faculty of the soul that we all create thoughts in our mind. And most of the time we create negative and waste thoughts, So we have to convert negative into the positive. This is only what we have to do. जैसे हम कहते हैं कि I don't like that person. Okay, it's okay. That soul has its own role to play. I should not keep on thinking and I should not keep on telling it to others. It means I am underlying that. So when we start underlying, it means we start seizing our energy and it generates a feeling of sadness in us, so that people are like that, everybody is doing like that. So it's okay, that is their role they are playing. And I should not get disturbed myself to see others' role. So this way we'll be able to save energy. And secondly, in the morning when we get up, we should give the positive affirmations to the self. And secondly, while sleeping at night also, we should clean our state, because उस समय भी हम लोग बहुत कुछ सोचते रहते हैं. तो अगर हम किसी पॉजिटिव स्टेट ऑफ माइंड से सोते हैं that yes, whatever I did today, so this was wrong which I did and I just forgive myself for that, what I have done, and sleep with a calm mind, then I will have sound sleep. And then I will not have bad dreams, or sometimes people say कि हमें नींद नहीं आती है, so that thing will not happen. Or दिन में भी during daytime we should keep on checking after an hour, like we take relaxation break, tea break in between. So similarly, just rest your mind like you did meditation. Now it's not very difficult, very easy, but only thing we have to put a thought to it.
Yeah. Okay, so उस पे हम नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन आपसे लेना चाहेंगे ब्रदर हर्ष जी, कि किसी ने ये भी पूछा है दैट बीइंग जब काम करते तो ऑब्वियसली पूरा दिन बहुत ज्यादा हेक्टिक रहता है, सो एक के बाद एक अलग अलग काम होते हैं. उस सिचुएशन में आप पर्सनली अपने लिए कैसे अपने फ्रेम ऑफ माइंड को, एक कॉन्शियसनेस को पीसफुल बना के रखते हैं? देयर आर क्लाइंट मीटिंग्स ऑल्सो, कोई चिल्ला भी रहा होता है, कोई कहीं से झगड़े भी हो रहे होते हैं. सो उस सिचुएशन में व्हाट डू यू डू?
लाइक आई डिड टॉक अबाउट द थॉट्स. अगर आप थॉट्स को, अपनी फीलिंग्स को ही एक कंट्रोल में ले आते हैं कि डिजाइन इज अ जॉय, इज अ विजुअलाइजेशन, जो तीसरी नेत्र की बाबा ने बात करी है, जब आप उसके अपनी सोच के अंदर ले आते हैं, सो ब्यूटिफुली इनटू इट. नाउ probably one needs to be focusing on one thing at a time. you do take in account that there's something which is pending, and the best of it is कि आप अपना थोड़ी सी 1 मिनट के भी साइलेंस में अगर आ जाते हैं तो आप अपनी स्थिति को कंट्रोल में ले सकते हैं. I get so many things happening at a time, but then या तो मैं उन सारे चीजों को सबको कंफ्यूज कर लूं, या मैं अपने दिमाग को इतना स्थिर कर लूं कि मैं इसको खत्म कर लूं और जिसको कर रहा हूं उसको अच्छी तरह से करके फिर आगे चलूं. तो जैसे दीदी भी कह रही थी कि एक जो आपकी अपनी मन की शांति से आपकी एक स्टेबिलिटी है और आप एक एकाग्रता के अंदर आ जाते हैं, तो उस एकाग्रता का एक फैक्टर ऐसा रहता है कि योर माइंड इज कंट्रोल्ड एंड यू आर कंट्रोलिंग थिंग्स फर्दर ऑन आल्सो. एंड डिजाइन इज अ जॉय. इट इज लाइक अ पेंटिंग. व्हेन यू आर पेंटिंग, जैसे हाउस लेडी व्हेन शी मेक्स अ फूड, इतना बढ़िया बना रही होती हैं, उनको खाने की भूख मिट जाती है, वो इतना बढ़िया बना तो उसी में उनका पेट भर जाता है. So this is a joy, one has to do it.
All right. Okay, Sachdev ma'am, we have a question for you. I think it's been asked by a student. वो पूछ रहे हैं कि how do you in your busy schedule आप अपना काम कैसे बना के रखते हो, especially in the situations जहाँ पे कि लोग हमारी बातें नहीं सुन रहे होते. So what do you do in that case?
So I deal with people of all ages, from my students to parents to my faculty. We're a big team. I've got 700 people in my school and the management as well. So in times of distress, if somebody is distressed, I try to listen as to what is distressing that person, because that person is already in a state of confusion if that person is distressed. So I think 3 things always help me to observe the person and not be judgmental, because what people say in anger and distress is something different from what their situation is. Yeah. And also I always feel that generosity and kindness always helps. Please don't be quick to judge and be biased and assume that ये तो इसको तो आते नहीं, ये तो computer देखते रहते सारा दिन. You know how we are.
Yeah.
We say about younger people, oh, these young people don't have patience. They have a lot of patience, and imagine the difficulty they are facing in today's time. We haven't faced that, and they are also struggling with their situation. Everybody's struggling with their situation. So I think generosity and kindness always helps. And I think our age-old, time-tested values of patience and, gratitude is, think of the things that person is blessed with. Shift the focus from inadequacy to potential. And these are little things that help me. And actually, something that I've practiced in my own life when, in anger, when I've worked in a very male-dominated profession, as well as being in the position I am. So when people are enraged, I let that wave calm down by somebody had taught me this, that I erect this white luminescent wall in front of me, and I say, okay, you're very negative and you're very angry, but it's not going to affect me, and when you're calm we can have a conversation. So this requires a lot of patience, and I like to practice that, whenever I'm faced with a difficult situation.
Yeah, right. Good to know your point of view. Thank you so much. And I'm sure जिसने भी question पूछा है, they would be very happy to know your answer. हमारे पास रेवा जी का भी question है. उससे पहले मनीषा जी, there is one question that has come from a mother, which is very similar to the kind of background you have. She works, she has family, and plus बच्चे आजकल घर में है because work from home and schooling from home भी चल रहा है. So she's asking कि कई बार वो बहुत ज़्यादा overwhelmed हो जाती है. So she's just asking कि आप कोई opinion दे सकते हो जो mothers कुछ अपने साथ कर सकती है, because 3 जगह role निभाना है, so हल्का सा difficult हो जाता है. So what do you do to keep yourself calm?
Om Shanti. Simple thing. I just listen them. पूरी तरह से उनकी बात को सुन लेना, वो अपने आप ही मुझे लगता है थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूज हो रहे होते हैं। अगर आप बात को उनकी अच्छे से कामली सुन लेते हैं और थोड़ा सा पॉजिटिविटी शो कर देते हैं, तो वो खुद ही काम डाउन हो जाते हैं बहुत इजीली, और बात को बताते बताते ही सारे कंफ्यूजन्स भी दूर हो जाते हैं। मुझे अपना बहुत ज्यादा वो इनपुट भी नहीं देना पड़ता है कि आप क्या कर रहे हैं। So this is a very small thing which I apply usually.
Yeah, nice, good, thank you. उर्मिल दीदी, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन आपसे लेना चाहेंगे। ये क्वेश्चन है कि जैसे कोई प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हैं अगर आर्किटेक्ट, तो बहुत बिजी शेड्यूल हो जाता है, तो कोई ऐसा रास्ता है कि कुछ बीच बीच में मेडिटेट कर पाए, या फिर यही जरूरी है कि मेडिटेशन के लिए एक ही तरीके से बैठना है? और दूसरा क्वेश्चन है कि जो हमारी वर्क हैबिट्स हैं वो बहुत खराब हो गई हैं, तो उसमें कुछ आपसे सजेशन चाह रहे हैं कि किस तरह से स्टूडेंट्स एंड टीचर्स अपनी हैबिट्स को थोड़ा सा ठीक कर लें।
व्हाट आई फील, ऐसा नहीं है कि मेडिटेशन एक ही तरीके से आपको बैठ के ही करना है। सिंपल फॉर्मूला विच आई गिव यू, SOS। कोई भी काम करते हैं, जैसे काम करते करते सपोज करो लेडीज होती है ना, घर में काम करती हैं, थक जाती है, तो वो आराम से जाके बेड पे लेट जाती है और अपने आप को थोड़ा सा विड्रॉ कर लेती है। और आई थिंक आप इसको भी समझ भी गए होंगे कैसे हम लोग विड्रॉ करते हैं। हम सभी करते हैं विड्रॉ, नॉट ओनली अबाउट लेडीज, हर कोई विड्रॉ करता है। ऑफिस से आते हैं, हम थक जाते हैं, बेड पे लेट जाते हैं और 2 मिनट आंख बंद करते हैं तो हम लोग काफी रिलैक्स हो जाते हैं। तो इसी तरह से ये तो हमने फिजिकली किया कि हमने उस चीज को थोड़ा सा विड्रॉ कर लिया अपने आप को उस वर्कलोड से जिसमें हम लोग बंधे हुए थे। अब मेंटली भी हम लोग अपने आप को ऐसे ही करते हैं, स्टेप बैक इंटरनली। ओके, अब जो होना था सो हो गया, ऑब्जर्व मेरे मन में अब क्या चल रहा है, एंड देन वी चेंज द डायरेक्शन ऑफ द थॉट कि मुझे ये नहीं सोचना है, एंड आई एम पॉइंट ऑफ लाइट। टेक योर होल एनर्जी and focus yourself in the middle of your prakriti, that I am this energy. The more you will try to control your thoughts, I mean to say that a positive direction to the thoughts, you will find that the energy which ceases, that will not happen, and you will feel quite normal and blessed. और secondly, कोई म्यूजिक भी लाइट यूज कर सकते हैं, उसको चला के आप लेट जाइए, and then just focus here in the middle of your prakriti where the energy, which is the controller of the body, resides. So you will feel relaxed. And secondly, जो habits की बात है, yes, definitely habits एक दिन में तो नहीं बदलती हैं, और habits हम लोग एक दिन में बनाते भी नहीं है, habits को बनाने में time लगता है. So with the practice of meditation and realization, because that gives us strong willpower to change the odd things. So when we study about that, when we just think about it, it is troubling me, it is not good for me, और धीरे धीरे कैसे उस डिफरेंस को हम कम करते जाएं, तो स्लोली हैबिट्स में चेंज आने लगता है. और अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द फैक्ट्स ऑफ लाइफ, थिंग्स विच आर रिलेटेड टू लाइफ, तो उससे भी बहुत चेंज आता है. द मोमेंट like we have come to know about the self, who am I, तो इतने एनर्जेटिक हो गए that we can change the world. काम सोचते थे हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते, हमारे बस का नहीं है, कोई कुछ कह देता था मूड ऑफ हो जाता था. कहाँ इतनी एनर्जी आ गई कि अब कोई कुछ भी कहता रहे तो हमें फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता. तो हमें लगता है इट्स ओके, दे आर प्लेइंग देयर रोल, आई एम प्लेइंग माई रोल, माई रोल इज नाउ टू गिव हिम पीस एंड हैप्पीनेस. तो उससे स्टेबिलिटी बढ़ती जाती है, वरना की हैबिट्स में बहुत चेंज आता जाता है. This is what I feel one can try.
Right. हर्षी, आपके पास कोई ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस आप शेयर करना चाहेंगे जहाँ पे आपको लगता है कि you handled situation in a very different way, क्योंकि आप मेडिटेशन करते हैं, नहीं तो ऑर्डिनरी तरीके से लोग वैसे हैंडल नहीं कर पाते.
Another aspect with you, we are making the church वाड़ी में और जो यहाँ बिशप साहब हैं, he is the client. Now, when we started attending his meetings, पानी भी अगर आता था, they all used to sit quiet for 2 minutes and then have water. चाय भी आती थी in a meeting of 1 hour, 5-6 times. So whatever things happened in between, that silence was there. तो मुझे क्या आ जाता है कि अगर आप अपने मन को शांत करके एक स्थिति में रखते हैं कि जहां you see on certain things which are not in your control, don't waste your time and energy on that. So that's a very clear funda कि उसमें अपना एनर्जी नहीं वेस्ट करनी. एंड सेकंड, ऐसी सिचुएशन जब आती भी हैं, कुछ मिनटों के लिए, सेकंड्स के लिए अगर अपने मन को शांत कर लेते हैं, you are able to get over it. I don't know if I could answer your question fully or not.
Yes, you did. Yeah, good. और आई थिंक हमारे बीच में ना बहुत स्टूडेंट्स हैं, तो उनकी क्वेरीज भी कुछ वैसी सी हैं. मैम,
let's go by that. Yeah.
सचदेव मैम आपसे भी पूछ रहे हैं कि आपका कोई ऐसा इंसिडेंट जब आपने you feel very proud of the way you handled yourself.
I think I am still trying to get better at handling things, and but I think what I've learned is that anybody who comes to you is a message from somewhere, so it doesn't, everything has is connected to everything else. Nothing happens just randomly, and every situation leaves you with a lesson. And I regard it as a teacher myself. I regard it as something that teaches me constantly to better myself. So if I'm sent agitated student or agitated faculty, then it is for a purpose for me to learn how to better myself. And I try and understand, and as I said, as architects, we are trained to be in other people's shoes. So I try and put myself in the other person's shoes, and it gets easier for me to understand as to what is happening. And as somebody said, I think Manisha said that, just by kind listening and giving the other person space to express is more than half the work done. And I've had students who have just come and said, oh, my friend is not talking to me, and they're being horrid, and for half an hour they would kind of vent out, and in the end they would say, thank you for your advice, and I remind them, look, I haven't said anything, and they would be surprised by that. But because listening patiently and kindly is somebody recently said, I read somewhere, that giving somebody attention is the best generosity you can give. Because we are attentive towards other people, but our mind is somewhere else. But actually consciously being attentive to somebody is the best gift you can give to somebody. So I'm still learning.
True, very true. Didi, उससे आपसे जानना चाहेंगे, because you being a sister, I know कि आपके रोज में करीबन 100-150-200 लोगों के साथ इंटरेक्शन होती है, और लोगों के लेवल्स अलग अलग होते हैं, फ्रॉम अ वेरी लर्नड पर्सन टू even a worker. And you being a राजयोगी सिस्टर, आपसे एक कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट भी एक्सपेक्ट किया जाता है. So how do you maintain your peace of mind in different situations? और आप कैसे कोशिश करते हैं कि आपके इन टच में कोई भी आए, आप सबको उनके लेवल पर आकर सेटिस्फाई कर सकें कि कोई भी किसी बुरे थॉट के साथ ना जाए वापस?
You see, you consider yourself as a senior soul in all the situations. चाहे कोई छोटा व्यक्ति सामने आता है, चाहे कोई बड़ा सामने आता है, जब आप अपने स्टेट ऑफ माइंड को बहुत ऊंचा ले जाते हैं और ऊपर से उस पोजीशन से कोई भी आने वाली जो सिचुएशन है उसको देखते हैं, तो हर सिचुएशन आपको छोटी लगती है. जैसे मानो किसी ने आपको कुछ कह दिया, ओके नो प्रॉब्लम कह दिया तो क्या हुआ, ओके व्हाट इज द सॉल्यूशन. सो बी सॉल्यूशन ओरिएंटेड. प्रॉब्लम ओरिएंटेड हम जितना रहेंगे तो फिर उसमें प्रॉब्लम पैदा हो जाती है. तो मोस्टली आई ट्राई टू सी पीपल इन सच ए वे so that I feel empathetic on them. और विद कंपैशन. जितना मेरे में करुणा आती जा रही है उतना मैं देख रही हूँ कि प्रॉब्लम्स का अटैक होना मेरे ऊपर खत्म होता जा रहा है. And we feel and we smile in all the situations and we like to take them along with us. So for that you have to have a big heart, which you have to develop through the practice of meditation, through positive thinking and giving space to yourself that yes, you have to understand people. So this is how we are increasing, and we have increased our stamina to a great extent.
दीदी बस एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन है कि हम क्या एक्चुअली में कभी चेंज हो पाएंगे, जो हम आदतें छोड़ना चाहते हैं तो छोड़ पाएंगे?
चेंज इज द लॉ ऑफ नेचर. यू सी, गर्मी के बाद सर्दी भी तो आई गई ना, कोरोना भी आ गया, इसी तरह से हम भी चेंज हो जाएंगे. हम अपने आप नहीं चेंज होंगे तो टाइम चेंज कर देगा. चेंज इज द लॉ ऑफ नेचर.
राइट. हम अपने ऑडियंस से भी पूछना चाहेंगे कि you know what kind of change do they think for themselves कि जो वो इस ईयर में लेना चाहेंगे, क्योंकि कहा जाता है कि अगर एक बार ही इसको थोड़ा सबके सामने शेयर कर दिया जाए तो फिर थोड़ा हमारी कॉन्शियसनेस भी उसकी तरफ रहेगी, that this is the kind of change that I've promised with myself, and because you've taken out time for this retreat, so let us make it worth for all of us. So we'll be starting with all of you. You can raise your hand, you can unmute yourself, and you can share your thought of one change that you want to do in yourselves. So हिमानी जी आपसे स्टार्ट करें.
Mute myself. Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. Yeah, I think first I just want to thank you for including me in this. I think it's been wonderful, and you know, we just see so many sessions of Brahmakumaris and they are so inspiring, and you know, directly or indirectly, I think they help us so much at our work, at you know, even in our personal lives. Yeah, so you know, one thing I'm actually always wondering, when you are calm, how do you become more efficient? Sometimes, you know, I feel, oh my God, there's so much to be done. I need to be here. I need to be there. I need to be, you know, sorting out so many things at a time. And then, but the mind says, okay, pause. So sometimes I feel, you know, between this physical and this mental pause and this physical activity, where am I really? Yeah, so I think this is what I want to, you know, kind of get it in sync, that maybe the mental pause and the physical activity should be in sync, that, you know, the activity can be higher, but the pause should never, you know, never leave. Yeah, so I think that's one thing I think is a challenge right now. Yeah,
good point. In fact, ये बहुत common challenge है, तभी meditation की जरूरत भी है कि हमारा सोचना और करना same हो. True, right? Anyone else? कोई अपने thoughts share करना चाहेगा that what kind of change do you want in yourself for this new year? अभी तो हम जनवरी में ही है, so every thought, every resolution matters. जो भी हम जनवरी में कर ले, and hopefully हम उसको पूरा साल भर continue करेंगे. अखिलेश जी, आप share करना चाहेंगे? Okay, how about you, Sachdev ma'am? What do you want to change in yourself?
Change in myself. I think you know, I need to be more calm, better person, more accommodating, you know, 100 times better version of who I am at the moment. So
I think you're saying for all of us.
I will keep trying, and I think every situation is unique. We are here for a unique purpose, and you know, so we are all learning. So it's a journey.
Yeah, true. Good. Manisha ji, आप क्या change करना चाहेंगे इस new year में? What have you thought of?
Yeah. I want to give some more time to me, because मैं ना घर, ऑफिस, घर, ये वो, इसमें मैं सबके लिए कुछ कर रही होती हूँ. तो एक शेड्यूल भी डिस्टर्ब हो जाता है मेरा, इट डिस्टर्ब मेनी टाइम। सो मैं ये करूंगी, थोड़ा सा अपने ऊपर अटेंशन और दूंगी, कुछ थोड़ा सा और टाइम मिल सके मुझे, बिकॉज आई एम बिजी ऑल द टाइम।
या ट्रू, गुड। एंड गोपाल जी, आप क्या चेंज करेंगे अपने में इस नए साल में?
ये काफी कुछ है चेंज करने के लिए, can't be explained in a nutshell. Will definitely like to do.
So one thing that you want to change?
There are certain things which would like to remove from myself. कभी कभी गुस्से का आ जाना, कभी कभी जब पहले तो बहुत फ्रीक्वेंटली आता था, और अब उतना नहीं है, तो जितना भी आ रहा है इसको भी थोड़ा कम कर।
Yeah, good. Didi, your words of wisdom for helping all of us to change. हम सतीश जी से भी लेना चाहेंगे। सॉरी दीदी, सतीश जी, आप अपने में क्या चेंज करना चाहेंगे इस नए साल में?
ओम शांति। चेंजेस के लिए तो बाबा ने हमें इतना रास्ता बताया है, रोज बाबा की मुरली सुनते हैं, और जो जो पॉइंट बाबा बताता है हम उसको अपने हिसाब से चेक करके अपने आप को चेंज करना है।
तो आपने इस साल में अपने लिए क्या लिया है?
मैं अपने लिए यही सोचा है कि इस साल में जो थोड़ा बहुत भी क्रोध आता है या थोड़ा बहुत भी हलचल होती है, जैसे थोड़ा सुस्ती आ गई, वो आ गया, उसको थोड़ा चेंज करना है।
जी जी।
मीनाक्षी
मीनाक्षी जी अपना हैंड रेज कर रही थी। मीनाक्षी जी, या बोलिए।
हेलो
जी।
हाँ, ओम शांति। अच्छा, मैं कुछ कहना चाह रही थी दीमा जी। डॉक्टर मीनाक्षी, श्री राम इंस्टीट्यूट से प्रिंसिपल हूँ मैं
जी।
अच्छा, जब से दीदी के संपर्क में आए हैं तब से काफी चेंज फील होने लगा है। एक्चुअली पहले जब मैं बहुत ये कहूँ कि हाँ 16-17 एज में थी तो मुझे गुस्सा नहीं आता था। उसके बाद में थोड़ा थोड़ा जैसे जैसे लोगों से फैमिलियर होने लगी या नया नया जॉब मैंने स्टार्ट किया, लाइफ में चेंजेस आए, तो ऐसा लगने लगा था कि थोड़ा मेरे को गुस्सा ज्यादा आने लग गया था। फिर मैं राजस्थान से दिल्ली आई, दिल्ली में शिफ्ट हुई यहाँ पे, तो मैंने दीदी के संपर्क में भी मैं आई और पॉजिटिविटी थी मेरे अंदर, पहले भी थोड़ी थी, लेकिन अब मैं हर चीज को पॉजिटिव लेके चलती हूँ। कभी मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हाँ ये काम गलत हो रहा है तो मैं अपने आप से सोचती हूँ नहीं नहीं ऐसा नहीं, ये अच्छा होगा, बिल्कुल अच्छा होगा, तो वो 100% अच्छा होता है, ये मुझे फील हुआ। तो इन चीजों से यानी अगर मैं जैसे अपने जॉब के साथ में थोड़ा अपने ऊपर टाइम निकालती हूँ तो आई होप काफी चेंज मेरे अंदर आएगा और मैं भी जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं हमारे उनके अंदर भी चेंज लाने का प्रयास करूंगी। तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा दीदी से मिलके और आप लोगों के सुन के एक्सपीरियंस सुन के बहुत अच्छा लगा, रियली। थैंक यू, थैंक यू।
आई गेस अभी तो आप थोड़ा सा ही ट्रेलर देख पा रहे हैं, बट इफ यू डू द कोर्स एंड इफ यू जॉइन anything positive, it always has a good effect. In our center, many people come, जैसे अलग अलग लेवल के, हर लेवल के लोग आते हैं और इतना अच्छा लगता है उनसे मिलके, क्योंकि हर किसी ने अपने आप में कुछ ना कुछ चेंज करने की कोशिश करी, एंड दे लिविंग लाइफ सो ब्यूटिफुली। चाहे
यस यस यस
फिजिकल मीन्स इतने नहीं है, but once they're so happy, and that's the difference meditation makes. So we hope to keep you seeing, जैसे ही सेंटर खुलता है प्लीज जरूर आइएगा। एंड for our audience also, we would like to tell that एक इनिशियल राजयोगा मेडिटेशन कोर्स होता है जिसमें कि बेसिक फैक्ट्स कवर किए जाते हैं अबाउट मेडिटेशन, अबाउट सोल, and about God, about time. एंड यहाँ पे आपकी चैट में भी उसका इनवाइट आया होगा व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप का, तो आप उसको ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं. एंड व्हेन वी वुड बी स्टार्टिंग द नेक्स्ट कोर्स वी वुड बी सेंडिंग अ मैसेज टू दैट ग्रुप आल्सो. So you can start at least somewhere, and then of course all the change that we're talking about, we can see that in ourselves. ऋषि गुप्ता जी हमारे बीच में हैं, आप कुछ कहना चाहते हैं?
Yeah, you can mute me. Yeah, thank you. So I think I really enjoyed the discussion today fundamentally, and being a part of the corporate world, I can just share that, like architect Harshnarang brothers said, the beauty of music is the absence of music. And I think fundamentally a lot of times we get very, very caught up with the work that we are surrounded with. And I can tell you for sure from experience that work never stops. It can eat into 24/7 throughout the day in your life. But I think that point of music without music, right, that resonated so well, that sometimes you just got to take a pause, and you got to take the pause at the right moment to continue to have a meaningful life. And as Dr. Vibhuti also said, that, a lot of times you need to be calm, and you have to be very, open about listening to others' situation. And a lot of times the situation is not something that you have to solve for. It may be that the person will solve himself or herself. But it's about giving that time to that person to be able to understand the situation that they're going through is very, very important. I think fundamentally, if you have to take away this, right, if we can do a lot more of these 2-3 things, I think this world will be a lot more better and a better place to be at. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. दीदी आपकी तरफ से कुछ parting words of wisdom, कुछ ऐसे शब्द जो हम अपने साथ लेकर जा सके और उसको एक एडवाइस के रूप में फॉलो कर सके.
एक चीज जो मेरे मन में आ रही है कि लाइफ के 4 एस्पेक्ट्स होते हैं, फिजिकल, मेंटल, सोशल एंड स्पिरिचुअल. हम लोग फिजिकल को भी बहुत ऊपर रैंक देते हैं, मेंटल को भी देते हैं, सोशल को भी देते हैं, लेकिन स्पिरिचुअल को नेग्लेक्ट कर देते हैं. वी शुड ऑलवेज रिमेम्बर कि पानी हमेशा पेड़ की जड़ों में डाला जाता है. तो अगर अपने थॉट्स आप पावरफुल क्रिएट करेंगे, इवन इफ अ नेगेटिव थॉट कम्स, ट्राई टू कन्वर्ट दैट थॉट इनटू अ पॉजिटिव थॉट. नहीं होगा, फिर करो, करते जाओ. एक टाइम आएगा कि वो आपका वीक पड़ जाएगा और आपका जो पावरफुल थॉट है वो आप हो जाएगा. एंड देन यू विल बी एबल टू सेव योर एनर्जी एंड यू विल फील एम्पावर्ड इन योर लाइफ. Because now is the challenging time, there is no way out. So the only way out is that take control, take personal responsibility of your thoughts and emotions. नहीं तो देखो आजकल बच्चे भी डिप्रेशन में जा रहे हैं, हम भी डिप्रेशन में जा रहे हैं. Where the world is heading. So this is very important. Somewhere we have to take pause and see what I am doing, where I am heading, and keep the level of emotions up, so that I can spread good vibrations in the society as well as within me, as well as to my family at home and at workplace. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Didi, for sharing your thoughts. And रेवा जी, आप कुछ कहना चाहते हैं?
Very good evening to all the members. So मैं अपना experience थोड़ा सा share करना चाहूँगा. I'm an architect and practicing from past 3 years, and I am also a student of Brahmakumaris from past 8 years, practicing meditation. So Brahmakumaris में meditate, राजयोग meditation करके मैंने बहुत difference feel किया, जो कि मैं बताऊंगा. जैसे कि अभी जो firm है हमारा वो new ही है, और हम लोग vernacular architecture पर work करते हैं. We are our firm is 6 months old, so and both the members we practice Rajयोग meditation, and it helps us in a very good manner. Like the work we do it, बहुत जल्दी हम लोग कर लेते हैं, उसको attain कर लेते हैं, because of the meditation and lot of refined thoughts. मतलब waste thoughts ज़्यादा नहीं होते इस process में, ये चीज बहुत अच्छे से हम लोगों को हेल्प करता है। बट एक जो चीज है जो हम लोगों को प्रैक्टिस करनी है, जो आपने एक रेजोल्यूशन बोला कि हम लोगों को लेना है हमारी फर्म को, वो ये है कि हम लोग टाइम मैनेजमेंट में थोड़ा सा अभी पीछे हैं, उस चीज पे हम लोग वर्क कर रहे हैं। एक तो ऐसा हो सकता है या तो 2 लोग हैं तो प्रोजेक्ट में थोड़ा सा फर्क पड़ जाता है लेकिन हम लोग इस पर प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं। और मेडिटेशन मैंने बहुत हेल्प कर रहा है हमको इस चीज में। और जब इस प्रोसेस को हम लोग करते हैं पूरे दिन में, तो जैसे कि ट्रैफिक कंट्रोल्स जो होते हैं, तो बीच बीच में हम लोग ब्रेक लेते हैं 1 मिनट का, कुछ चीजें डिस्कस करते हैं 15 मिनट्स। तो जो ये प्रैक्टिस हम लोग करते हैं आर्किटेक्चर में मेडिटेशन को इन्वॉल्व करके, बहुत ज्यादा हेल्पफुल रही हम लोगों को। थैंक यू।
थैंक यू सो मच फॉर शेयरिंग योर थॉट्स। और आज की मीटिंग हम इन्हीं थॉट्स के साथ क्लोज करेंगे, दैट चेक योर थॉट्स। जैसे दीदी ने भी बोला कि पेड़ को बड़ा करने के लिए पानी हमेशा जड़ों में डाला जाता है, तो नाउ इट इज आवर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू सी कि हम अपनी जड़ों में किस तरह का पानी डाल रहे हैं। एंड एज लॉन्ग एज दैट द क्वालिटी ऑफ दैट वाटर इज करेक्ट, वी कैन बी रेस्ट एश्योर्ड कि हमारे थॉट्स बिल्कुल अच्छी क्वालिटी की ही जनरेट होंगे। So with that, we would be concluding our meeting. You are requested to join the WhatsApp group because whenever there is an announcement of the next course, you can be informed in that. उसके अलावा अगर आपके पास अभी भी कोई क्वेश्चन है, आप हमें लिख सकते हैं, आप ग्रुप में अपना मैसेज पोस्ट कर सकते हैं, and we'll definitely try to take it up whenever we can. So
Let us
thank
have
you.
1 minute silence.
Yes.
1 minute silence.
And we would be sitting in silence for a minute, और यही रिक्वेस्ट रहेगी कि जो भी हमने डिस्कस किया है, जिस उसको एक बारी हम मन में दोहरा ले ताकि वो पक्का हो जाए।
Om Shanti. First of all, I would like to thank everybody for joining this program. As we have all been through the most unfortunate last 2 years that one can think of. So resilience is the need of hour. I would like to thank Dr. Vibhuti Sachdev for taking such a keen interest in spirituality, and hope she will purport the idea to her students also. I would like to thank Vice Chairman of IIA, Architect 𝙊𝙤𝙧𝙧𝙚 for gracing us with his presence and sharing his thoughts. I also like to thank Architect Lilia from St. Petersburg, Russia. In spite of having different culture, she has been devoted towards Brahmakumaris. I would like to thank Architect 𝙊𝙤𝙧 and students for sharing their experience about Raj Yoga meditation. Thank you, Sister Urmil, for guiding and showing us the right path to not be enslaved by our emotions and taking charge of our being. Hope the guidance remain with all of us. Thank you so much.
That was our brother Rajendra ji thanking all our guests. And now we would be sitting in silence for a minute, please.
दिया आओ दुआ का हम जलाएं, रोशनी से दिल का अंधियारा मिटाएं।
ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति।
एक दिया आओ दुआ का हम जलाएं, रोशनी से दिल का अंधियारा मिटाएं। हर दिशा हर द्वार पर हो वो दिवाली, हर दिशा हर द्वार पर हो वो दिवाली। प्यार का हम ऐसा सिलसिला चलाएं,
प्यार का सिलसिला हम चलाएं।
एक दिया दुआ का हम जलाएं, रोशनी से दिल का अंधियारा मिटाएं।
दीदी आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे? थैंक यू वेरी मच। ओम शांति ओम शांति।